Hey YouTube, how is everybody doing? Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. So yeah, the market is opened and we had a huge gap down from NQ. And every time, of course, we have a huge gap down from the NQ, the dollar value goes down. When the dollar value goes down, all the mineral and the commodities, usually all the gold and silver and copper and those items go up because the dollar value goes down. Of course, those are gonna go up. So yeah, gold had a massive gap up, and what I'm looking for gold, let me just leave that there. So first of all, we made a new all-time high. Second, this is the third week that we opened with a gap that we didn't close through. So I'm expecting some sort of massive sell-off to at least close one or two of these gaps in the next week or two. That's the forecast for gold, and whenever gold is printing like this, you kind of want to stay away from it when it looks like a barcode central. On the MNQ, we are reviving the account that almost got blown out, the one that I'm documenting for YouTube purposes. So on NQ, I was expecting this. So we opened in the next minute of the Asia Open, we dropped like 200 point. So I just did not trade that last night at all, and we got chopped around a little bit last night until London opened. That we got a good push down. Start going down. We start going up again. Sweep the liquidity. Sweep both liquidity on the open. I missed this trade. This one would have been a good trade. So the way I do it like this, I just mark them liquidity sweep. Also mark the London bottom as a liquidity sweep. So I'm gonna see which one usually gets hit. Whenever we have this massive slow recovery from the London session, the New York session always sweep one side of the liquidity or both sides before it makes its move. If you go look at all the data from the past few years or past few months, you'll see the same thing. Every time we have some sort of reversal from London session, then in the New York Open, one side gets swept, or in this case, both side got swept. So you can, and the beauty of it is, if you pay attention to it, you can trade both side, and it is still, uh, and it's still within the framework of CCT, the candle continuation theory. Because what are we doing? We are essentially going up, but before we go up, we sweep the previous liquidity, go sweep the reversal liquidity, and then we start going up. It's good to keep an eye on. And let's go down to 1 minute so I can show you what entry you could have had. So right here, beautiful. We sweep this liquidity right here. We got a great inverse for rally gap. You could have gotten right here. And your take profit could have been this liquidity, but that's a pretty easy low-hanging fruit. Either that or that, both of them are great targets. 260 and 150 ticks, just like that. And since you know we are kind of bottomed out and start going up, you know this is a sweep. Same thing, you just wait for a candle close above it. We sweep this area, then you just get in somewhere around here. And you just target the same thing. You can just get in here and target this area, which eventually gets hit, of course. I didn't trade either of them because I was a little bit late to the party. So I was on the 15-minute. I was like, we're going up, so we still have more juice to go up. We're gonna go at least to this previous week's gap. I always leave my gaps until they get filled out completely by a daily candle, and then I remove them. Until then, they are still valid, and as you can see, price still reacts based on previous gap. And then this week's target probably gonna be the opening gap, and then once we fill this gap, I'm expecting the price to go up like this, fill the gap, and start going down again. probably hit these liquidity before we go up. So that's kind of a little forecast. So I got on the price around here. So I saw that we swept the liquidity and start going up. Once this candle closed above this area, then I had my POI drawn. I had this POI drawn, I had this POI drawn. I was like, whichever these guys gonna hit, and start reversing the other way, I'll get in on that one. That's exactly what I did. The price came here, closed below this POI, touched this other POI, somewhere in between. Perfect. Closed above it, went down. I kind of got in this pullback, and I had my stop loss somewhere under this here, and I targeted this swing, and it just beautifully hit our target take profit and then start consolidating, and then of course got choppy for the rest of the day. Today was a bank holiday, so I wasn't risking a lot of money. I just needed a extremely clean setup. When there's a little bit of uncertainty, there's bank holidays, stuff like that, I don't go crazy with my size, so I just risk literally like 2 M&Q. It's a quick trade, and I was done for that one. And when the market opened on the Asia session today, so we start going down, close below this POI, we came back up again, sweep this liquidity, and then once we close below it again, I got in for a quick short. The mistake I made, I targeted all the way here, and I had my take profit right there. And as you can see, I set and forget a little bit too hard. I was like, no way, we're gonna go that much down. We're not gonna go grab the rest of this liquidity, but we did. So the first plan was to get out of the trade about like 150, 100, between 100 to 150 tick. And as you can see, the price gave us that opportunity, but we didn't. So when you start getting good at this strategy, the only thing that you're going to deal with is not fear, not execution, but your own greed. So the greed took over a little bit, didn't stick to the plan, and of course I got punished for it. And as you can see, gave us enough juice, but not quite for us to get out. By the time we got out and then we started going down, I was like, I got a second opportunity to put it at break even. I didn't. I was a little bit too stubborn. And of course, the price got hit and I started bouncing around this previous weekly gap. On the gold, after Asia Open, I took this trade. This was based on a 15-minute POI and a liquidity sweep because I start seeing the price going down. We had this nice area of liquidity to hit, so I did take this one. So we came above this POI, sweep the liquidity, close below it. Before we closed below it, I saw it, so I just got in before the candle closed, and I just target here with one contract, nice and quick and easy. Just got in, and I was done with gold. And then after that, the gold kind of got the gold gave you a good opportunity for start going back up again. But if you're not familiar or have experience with sweep liquidities, and you just want to trade a clean price action from POI to target, I would just stay away from this type of choppiness. This is just a pure experience trade. That's that for today. Yeah, for rest of the week, I'm expecting us to hit this all-time high again and start going down to fill these gaps. But who knows? We might just keep going up and then make another weekly gap next week. And for NQ, we already covered it. So I'm gonna go up, fill this massive gap probably, and then start going down. Or we might just straight up go down to these liquidity areas. We are in kind of no man's land right now. And we'll see what happens tomorrow morning. And we have a lot of news coming in. So these news definitely gonna give us a lot of volatility. Definitely watch out for that President Trump speaking. And if you have any question, you can just join the community. It's free. You can ask me a question, leave your comments, and like the video. and check out all the lessons and the memes and the psychology section in the group chat. And if you want or need a one-on-one mentorship, I do have a link below. I'm only accept a couple of more for this month until next month before we close it. See you guys in the next one. Cheers.